Well. Hello, my little beauties, and welcome to this live stream with me, David Connolly, the web developer extraordinaire. Are we public today, or is this private? It's another public one. And as soon as I start, Coco walks out and she's going to start meowing. This is what she does. Anyway, how on earth are you doing? Welcome. It's very nice to have you here. Very nice to have you here. I'm just going to be doing a little bit of work on the Trongate documentation. And I have to give full thanks to Doranov from over there in the Netherlands, who's been helping out with the design. And it's a really simple design, but I like it and other people like it, and I think that's going to be what we go with. Here's to you. You are so welcome. This is just a little diet energy drink, by the way. Cornerstone of every nutritious diet, you know. Anyway, let me stick a few sounds on before I start swigging away. And we'll make a start, you know. So, oh, my phone. What on earth? Never heard that sound before. What could it be? Well, for some reason I had an alarm set, so who knows why. Anyway, I'll stick a couple of sounds on and we'll get started straight away with this. This live stream will probably only last about an hour or so, and I may do a members live stream after this. To put you in the picture, I usually live stream every day. If it's work that I'm doing for a client, I'll do it in the members live stream. It's not appropriate doing that in public. But if it's open source, like the Trongate framework, I'm happy to do that in public. And just as a reminder, this is not a tutorial. It's not a tutorial. It's me making lots of mistakes and hopefully getting some help off of you folks. Yesterday, you were fantastic. We had a bunch of votes asking you to help make decisions regarding the kind of layout and appearance of the documentation. And I think all of the decisions that you guys made were fantastic. And I think that this is a really good way of building a framework, you know? So I'm going to continue doing that. And if this keeps on going and if you keep on giving good advice, who knows, maybe we could have a new way of doing this, you know? It was certainly very helpful to me, and I appreciate it. All right, can we have some music? Maybe if I do that. Oh, pardon me, I hope I never blew your head off. Few seconds. Alright, well, I apologise for that. Coco has been meowing and acting as if she's been through a little bit of stress there, so I'm just making sure she's okay. I don't know. Anyway, I apologise in advance if I have one or two other little interruptions along those lines, you know. Alright, let me get my music sorted for this camera. And I presume I've lost it. So, Just a couple of seconds here, just a couple of seconds. Ah, there we go. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Right, I hope you can hear me okay. And I really hope Coco's okay. Alright, so we have a few friends have passed by. Nah, it's not whiskey. It's, the last time I drank or took whiskey, it was for toothache. Whiskey's good for toothache, but that's the only thing I take it for. This is, Best One energy drink. As you can see, it's a whopping 59 pence. Sugar free. And that's okay, you know. But I have my distilled water thing here. And I'm sure we'll get the black coffees rolling soon. And maybe one or two other things as time goes on. I'm slightly concerned about my cat just now. So I'm going to wait just a couple of minutes before I get started here. She's having some challenges in the hallway, let's just say. And I want to just make sure she's okay, you know. So, let's see who we have here. It's Ahoy to Stefan Hummel, the pillar of the community. The great Dom Sinclair is here. How are you doing? From all the way in England, we have Yanez Novak. Ahoy to you. And Stefan says the sound is good. Thanks very much. I appreciate it, you know. You know, I'll tell you a funny thing as I hang about for just a couple of more minutes here. I must have, for every minute of video that I add to YouTube, I reckon I delete 30 minutes, you know? I don't watch my videos back, and of course I don't. But I do often find myself uploading something, and then I say, oh, that was terrible, why did I say that? Or look at the state of me, or, you know, I did something really stupid or whatever. And in fact, most of the time I just either delete stuff or I record it and the next day I just don't upload it, you know. Self-esteem issues, if I'm being honest with you. But yesterday, I had a pretty good rant, you know. And it was I was talking about how, you know, when you think about successful people in life, like famous actors, musicians, and so on, they've all got, well, they've all been subjected to ridicule, you know. And I was saying in yesterday's rant, look up your favourite musician or your favourite film, even your favourite politician, whatever it may be, even your favourite TV presenter, whatever. You look them up, and I guarantee that somebody out there has had a go at them. Maybe they've laughed at their accent or their appearance. Maybe they've found something stupid that they said, or maybe they've just done something and they've said, here you go. And nobody gets an exemption. Elon Musk doesn't get an exemption. You know, Barack Obama, fill in the blank. Nobody gets an exemption from this. Diego Maradona, you know, doesn't matter. And so when somebody said to me yesterday, do you realise somebody put a video up saying, what is David, some dipshit, not for the first time, put some irrelevant video up that nobody cares about. And it had my name in the title, the full name and everything. I think the title was David Connolly Can't Take Criticism. Now you can look it up if you want, you'll just be disappointed. And the funny thing is I have the power to press a button. Well, a couple of buttons here, a couple of clicks, and have the darn thing taken down. But I was saying yesterday that I'm not going to do that, and neither should you. And the reason why is because ridicule is nothing to be scared of. And my audience is far too intelligent to be, let's just say, persuaded by somebody who's watched an 8.5 hour live stream, quote mined about 15 seconds of conversation entirely out of context and said, there you go, look what he said, the bad guy. You're all far too intelligent to fall for that crap. But most importantly of all, how dare we go around life expecting some kind of get out of jail free card? And yesterday's quote of the day was, intelligent people try really hard to say nothing so that dumb people don't get offended. And the way I see it is that, you know, if you want to bury your head in the sand and live a life of mediocrity, then by all means, do that. But those of us who choose to be, and I'll use the Andrew Tate word, exceptional. Those of us who choose to be exceptional have to come to terms with the fact that there's going to be naysayers. You're going to make friends, but you're going to make a lot of enemies as well. And you don't get one without the other. Clint Eastwood never got one without the other. Nelson Mandela, you know, name anybody you want. Anybody. I don't care. You know, Muhammad the Prophet, Jesus, Gandhi. The point is, when somebody, some irrelevant school leaver goes, look at this and posts something, it's really nothing to worry about, because it only means that you're on the path. So that's why I'm not going to bother with that. And this is a message that one of you needs to hear, perhaps more than me, you know? Because how much energy do we waste worrying about bullshit? You know? And I'm not doing it anymore. I think I'm kind of trying to talk to myself here. The truth is I sort of do worry, right? But I'm trying to elevate myself. This is supposed to be the age of integrity, right? So we have to start conducting ourselves, all of us, in a manner that is more befitting of a successful person. You can define success any way that you want. Let me check my cat here, will you? Oh shit. I'm quite worried about my cat. I don't want to get too graphic here, but there's a litter tray and she's not leaving it, you know. This could be a short live stream. D3 Mon is here. Ahoy to you, D3 Mon. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. I'm quite concerned here. I had noticed that Coco wasn't eating as much, you know. Anyway, I hope you don't mind if I just hang on another minute or two. And I hope that we can get a live stream here. Do a wee bit of coding. I can't do it if I'm worrying about Coco here, you know. Anyway, how is everybody? Any questions, comments, suggestions? Is anything exciting happening in the universe? Has that Scottish politician guy resigned yet? What's been happening in the world? I actually pretty much stopped watching the news a while ago, and it has been a thoroughly enriching experience. But every once in a while, little things creep in, you know. They drift in through the transom of life. That was me scratching my nose. If I do it on the screen, some dipshit will snag it and loop it for 12 hours or something, you know. Anyway, how old is Coco? Coco is, there's a bit of debate about that. But I think, let me think here. I think she's 17 or 18. But my mum and my brother think that she's 20. So she's in that kind of territory. Best climber in the neighbourhood, though. Thank you for the question there, Dom. She's great at climbing trees and things like that, and usually full of vitality. But I'm a little bit concerned here, you know? And I'm going to I'll check again. Apologies for this, folks. I'm going to take her out in the back for a wee minute. I'll be right back. Alright. Lost weight recently. Hasn't lost weight, no, hasn't lost weight, but she has been outrageously choosy with her food. I think that it's possibly diet related. Been giving her a lot of chicken lately, you know, and I think it lacks fibre, and I think it might be that. I don't know, but what can I do about it, you know? Anyway, jeez. Right, I'm going to try a wee bit of coding. If I'm not able to do this, then I apologise in advance, okay? So, we are looking at the Trongate docks here. And there's about 20 chapters. My goal is to do a chapter per day. And you'll notice I've got rid of all of the reasons to use Trongate bullshit. I've pretty much decided that the docks should be steely cold, boring, kind of technical. That's what people expect from docks, you know. And I'm guilty of being a bit salesy. And, you know, let's compare Trongate to Laravel. Nobody really... Well, that type of thing should not be in docks, you know. So, I'm going to have it a lot more streamlined. Another thing that I noticed, and this was an accident, but I noticed that I quite like having these chapters open here. It's sort of easy to see at a glance where everything is, you know. So I had planned on doing little menus and you click and they expand and everything. But by the sheerest of accidents, I think I quite like this, you know. Now, there's going to be other design tweaks that have to be done, and I'm going to focus my attention on those. But first, you know what? I'm going to call introduction a chapter. So well done us, and I think that this is pretty concise and it does the job. And I just want to get to the technical stuff as quickly as possible. However, there was one part of yesterday's proceedings that I think could have gone a bit better, and it was to do with the alerts. So we've got these different kinds of alerts that you can do. We can do alert info that goes like that, and if you look on the screen you get this type of thing here. I mean, that just gets generated, you know. So you've got things like info, let's do them all. You've got warning, which looks like that. And then you've got danger, And the last one is success. And for us, we were going to use success for top tip, you know, something like that. I spent quite a bit of time going over the different colours and stuff for this, but Doranov, who again is the dude that came up with the original design, he got in touch and said, well, maybe you could try the alerts and make them look slightly different. So instead of what we've got, he said, how about something like this? And I have to say, I think that looks really quite good. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make the alerts look like this, you know. So, in order to achieve this miracle, I'll just make up one of these things manually. So I'll just give it a class of alert new. I'll delete that in a minute, right? But it's basically a thing with two divs on it. At the top, we've got an icon. Then we've got some kind of, I think it's a headline. It's actually the same as what we've got here, truth be told. So it's our alert heading. Might as well just go like that. And then underneath that we've got our alert body. Okay. Oh, there's the cat going again. Would you give me a second? Hang on. Okay, she's came in. I'm hoping she'll be okay. Right, so let's just say alert heading new, alert body new, okay? And we'll see if we can make this thing look a little bit more like the suggestion that came in from Doranov, and once again, thanks to him for that. So what are we getting here? Oh, she's gone out again. I might need to quit this live stream. Tell you what, I'm going to finish the alert thing and that'll be the end of the live stream. So I'm just going to do this thing, right? So let me just say style, and I'll say for alert new. I'm just going to say border 1 pix red solid. So we'll just quickly put this together, okay? Now it's going to have a display type of flex and a flex direction of column, like that. And the containing divs, I'll give them a little border, so they're going to look like this. Now let's say that the The nth child 1 is going to have a background color of, I'll make it like a dark background color. And then okay, so for this div we can do this background color, and we can, oh you miserable thing. In this font, just for now. Now I'm going to make the color of these headings kind of just off white. And it looks like we've got that same font family working there. At least. At least it is for the headings. Alright. Now I'll also add in, I think we've got a little bit of padding there. No, that's certainly a bit messed up. Okay, so we'll get a wee bit of padding. Okay. Hello, wee Coco. I think she'll be okay. And I say that based on two things. One is she's had this challenge before. And two is I think that her diet has been a bit, well, you know, a little bit short on things like fibre and stuff like that. That's kind of good. And then we're going to have a little border radius. I do like that. Okay, so what we're going to do with this, you can see we've got a padding of 12 pixels all around here. But what we want to do is make it 12 pixels left, right, but 0 top and bottom, and it hopefully makes this look slightly less insane, you know? Alright. I kind of feel like we should have a different font in these alert boxes for some reason. But I'm not sure. Maybe something as simple as font family Verdana or something like that. But then I think that's good. And I think that's good as well. Now I had added in a maximum width there with the other alerts, and funnily enough, I was quite pleased with it. So I'm going to do that here as well. So for alert new, I'll just say max width is 760. It's just a nice readable width, you know. And then we'll just say margin 0 auto, and it brings it into the center like that. Or maybe we could say margin 1M auto, or margin 2M auto, 1M auto. Gives us a little bit of a margin on top. And you know what, folks? I think that looks quite good. Okay, so now it is showtime. At the Apollo, because I'm pretty happy with how these look. I think they look better than this thing, or this thing. So we'll copy this, take it out of here, then I'm going to open up docs.css. In fact, do you see how that says alert new? I'm going to make it alert info. Let's just do it like this, right? Now you can see that that has kind of broken the thing, but stay cool, because I'm going to take these existing alerts and take them out of action by adding in a little letter X. See how they've gone? And we put in our new code. Now that code says alert new everywhere. I'll get rid of the new, and that now gives us something like this. You okay, wee Coco? Alright. So now we've got info, danger, warning, and success. Okay, so let's have a think about this. If we look at our alert here, it's the first child that gets the background colour applied, if you know what I mean. So we might say alert info nth child 1 is going to get this background. There it is there. And as for nth child 2, that's going to get border color of that. You can see that this one is looking really good here. So that's one down. Yep, I think that's pretty good. All right. So that's alert info. Now we go through all of the other ones. For example, success. Gets that. Warning. Is going to get that. In danger. Gets that. Right. Let me take this out. Okay, this is starting to look quite good. Alright, so the idea is that somebody can be working on the docks and they can have these alerts appear quite easily, and you don't want them to have to write all of this stuff. Not at all. Instead, they're just going to go like this. Alert info and chuck their alert in. You can see that this did, well, not a whole lot. Oh, there it's there. Okay, so even though we never did icons or anything, the framework has figured it out, you know? And the question, of course, is how can this be possible? Well, if you look at the JavaScript, it's looking for the alert elements, and it then dynamically builds all of the icons and stuff around what we already have. So if you look here, you can see we've got an alert heading, an alert body, and it's actually pretty good, you know? So believe it or not, that's our alerts done. And I'll just show you what they look like. There we go. There are the alerts. Don't they look nice? I think they do look nice. Maybe with the first one though, which is of course alert info, we'll make it primary darker. Bring it down a wee smidge. And that's it. I hope that that's an improvement. And if you're watching Doranov, I appreciate the suggestion. Maybe, you know, as I'm looking at it, let me just try something. Padding 0. Okay, so what is the padding here? It's 12. Okay, so we know that the padding is 12. Suppose we keep it 12 left, right. So we'll say padding. But we'll say 6 picks top and bottom. It's a wee bit more condensed. It looks kind of crammed. Funny thing is, we had it right first time. Right, that's going to be the alerts. Thank you very much, and I am done. I suppose one other thing that we could do, and I did just think about this here just that minute, is you could add in, that's a darn good idea. Yeah, let's do something else. Well, we've got these alert infos. Let's say background color is that. Right, now you may think that's a bit of a downer, but remember, we can change the opacity. I think that's excellent. So let's do that as well. It just makes it stand out a wee bit, you know? Yeah, I'm liking it. Yeah, I feel like that keeps them, the two parts, kind of a wee bit more connected to each other. So, I think that might just about be it, folks. Coco, talk to me. This wee cat's pacing up and down. Alright. Hope Coco feels better. Thank you, Dom. Always worry when it's the worst, innit? Vlad is here. How you doing, Vlad? Given Coco's age, I suspect that a visit to a friendly vet might be in order, particularly given that she goes out. Recently, she doesn't go out, though. Checking per se shouldn't be an issue, given that they are obligate carnivores. Obligate? Yeah. Anyway, must away, Coco. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I think this is going to have to be a short live stream. I don't know what I can do with Coco here, but I don't know if I'm able to sit and just work if I've got a wee cat who's suffering, you know. So I've got some blues music that I'll play, and maybe that's the way it's going to be. Coco and me listening to the blues, you know. Maybe. Okay. I'm really pleased with how this documentation's looking though, you know. And I do like the open chapters as well. So that's chapter 1 done. I've not done any meta tags, I've not built a search engine. And I'm sure other things haven't made it mobile friendly. But you know what? It has brevity. We've lost our wee blue bit here as well. I'll need to bring that back. But I think this is going to be just fine, you know. So here's the home. Here's our table of contents. You have to say it's looking pretty good, right? Here's our welcome page. I don't think there's anything controversial or anything here. It's kind of reasonable. And then we go straight into this. Now I'm going to take these pages out of here. And this is the quick start is just going to say installing Trongate, installing that, and then it's going to mention it's probably going to mention the learning zone at the top. Okay. That shouldn't really be in here. But everything is going to be kind of concise, if you know what I mean. And I'm going to just reduce the waffle. And I'm going to try and get the whole... Well, I'm not going to try. We will get the whole framework covered, you know. So that's that. Let's see if we can get some alerts happening and see what they look like. Oh, do you see the problem there? Glad I checked that. Alright, there we go. So you can see that we've got a couple of alerts here. Chapter a day. And in about 1 month this will be done. I think it's looking good. The content is garbage, but the general look of it is fine. And I'm going to also get every single image inside, apart from this one. But the images are going to be put inside these figures that I've done some work on. And they look good, you know. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Right, that is going to do this live stream. I apologise if it's a bit short. I'm just going to check Coco's alright. She's really quiet. Hang on a minute. Alright folks, I'd better blow the whistle on this. Thank you so much for passing by. I apologise if this was a bit short and sweet. But it's a challenge. I don't know what I'm going to do, you know. But I definitely don't think that I can just sit and code here if Coco's suffering, you know. So, improved the way that alerts are displayed, and also removed salesy pages from the welcome section. So there we go. That's now on GitHub. You can see right there. Trongate face results. Everything you need to get started, build and deploy web applications. I'm going to take that sentence out because it's irrelevant. Yeah, that's it. That's concise, you know. Alright, thank you Stefan, I appreciate it. Alright folks, and I apologise if this was a little bit short and sweet. The funny thing is, I actually got done everything that I hoped I would get done. I finished a chapter, albeit a very short one, and I've now got the alerts looking decent as well. So in a strange way, it went okay. It went okay. So thanks again. These lights are a bit mad. I think I need to move back a bit. So I hope you have a great weekend. Before I go, I'll tell you a funny story. Just before I go. Last night I went for a walk and had to go and get some stuff from the supermarket, you know. And because I was doing a bit of walking and stuff like that, I thought, okay, I'm just going to put, I mean, I'm wearing nice shoes, you know. Different from the last shoes. Here's my shoes. I'm taking them off. Right? I'm top to toe, you know. But last night I thought, you know what? Who cares? I'm just going to wear a pair of old tatty trainers, all rips and holes, but they're comfortable, you know. So I'll wear those, and then I thought, I can't be bothered with these shirts and ties. I'll just put on a cardigan, a t-shirt, who cares? And I don't usually do that, you know. But I headed out just looking the way I looked a year ago. I headed into the supermarket, and as soon as I headed in the door, the security guard came over, and I can't remember what he did, but he ended up following me around the shop. And it was so damn obvious. This guy is following me around the shop, you know? And I was just like, geez, I forgot about this stuff, you know? That's like what used to happen. And I was cool with it, you know? I was actually going in the shop, got on the phone, chatting away. And I think the guard got a bit bored following me around. So eventually, I shook the guard off, and I'm looking at the breakfast cereals and stuff. And the next thing I hear a big scene breaking out. And there's a couple of these junkies in the aisle going, "What are you doing following me?" And they were going nuts because the security guard had been following these other two. Kind of, well, we mustn't be too judgmental, right? Anyway, that was it. That's the end of the story. Not much of a story, but the funny thing is that it was a reminder that, as the great philosopher Madonna says, we are living in a material world. I'm not going to say I am a material girl. There's already enough people saying that. But it was just a reminder of the type of bullshit that normies have to go through, normal people. And so, of course, today I thought, screw this, and I got a nice shirt on, and I got my act together. I'm not wearing a very fancy watch or anything. This is a little Corjo. I think it's one of Dave's. Hello, Dave, if you're watching. You know, everything is cheap and cheerful here, right? But I headed into another supermarket today, and as soon as I headed in, the door went as soon as I walked in. And I think it's, I don't know, I might be wrong, but I think it's this pocket watch. I've got a couple of these different watches, and this one's really quite heavy. And I think it sets off the security alarm, I'm not sure. But deed. And I was kind of, okay, and the guard just doesn't even look at me. He's like, on you go. And then somebody behind me, like 10 seconds behind me, goes through. Actually a female. Deed. And the guard's going, right, what you do, shows your receipt, do this, da. Hassle. The same thing happened on the way out. When I went out again, bleep. And I look at the guard, and the guard's just kind of like... And then another moment or two later, some woman goes through in a pram, and it bleeps for her. And again, it's, right, stop, show me your stuff. Empty the pram, you know? And it's... Well, I'm exaggerating, of course. But it's a real reminder that we do these things for a reason, you know? And if you can do anything in life that'll... I mean, I'm not presenting myself as the finished article or some success guru or anything. I'm living in a little one-bedroom flat here, you know? I'd be lucky if I got 100 grand for it. So definitely not rich and all of that stuff, that's for sure. But nevertheless, you get a front row seat, because I'll tell you something, I will not be finishing the year in this shitty flat. That's right, you can take that straight to the bank. I'm either going to be somewhere really nice or in the frigging cemetery. Or somewhere like that. Kind of opened it up at the end, but you get the idea. So, yeah, it was just a little reminder. I'll stay for a little moment because we have another new name, Babylon Data Vault. Hello to you, and Shibanshi, hello to you. For anyone just joining me, I'm sort of not knowing what to do with myself here. My little cat Coco has been pacing up and down, meowing and stuff like that. And I think that there's no graceful way of saying it, but appears to have chronic constipation. She's been jumping on the litter tray and just staying there, no moving and stuff like that. And it's incredibly stressful. It's happened a few times and she gets over it. What can you do, you know? But I don't know if I can code, that's for sure. Anyway, at least I got the docs thing sorted, right? I am going to finish this one because I think I should go and at least keep an eye on Coco. Thank you so much for being here, folks. I appreciate it. And whatever you're doing this weekend, I hope it's good. And I'll see you soon. Cheers.